Hello there, everybody. It's, as you can tell by my title, very frustrating. As I try to get this stuff set up, and YouTube decides not to put it out there. So I don't know what the problem is, but it's not my internet. It's got to be YouTube. So somebody doesn't like me out there. I don't know what it is, but whatever. We're going to proceed one way or the other. If I can get this thing to line up correctly. And all the chaos, one thing I forgot to do was put the line score up there, so we will do that. And then we'll go through the game day checks because we are at game 2, so we can take yesterday's game and the results from yesterday's game, checking the hot and cold players. And that will determine if the team has, and we're also going to check and see if the team has, what kind of chemistry they have. Of course, in the real World Series, Toronto won game 1, but in our World Series, the Dodgers won game 1, and now in the real game 2, the Dodgers, behind a complete game from Yamamoto, won game 2 to even the series. But Toronto's going to have to win this game to even the series. So we'll see what happens. Anything is liable to happen. Can never tell. But yes, YouTube does suck very badly. And I'll be the first one to say it, and I'll tell YouTube to its face, and they can cut me off if they want. I don't give a shit. They suck. If there's another platform, I'd use it. But it's what I got. So we got to go with it. All right. So we're going to look at the previous game 1 of our series, and check the hot and cold players for each team. For the Dodgers, I mean, you could give it to Ohtani because he had the home run, but he was really 1 for 4. Nobody had 2 hits in the game. Not a single player had 2 hits in the game. So it's kind of hard to pick a hot player, but I guess we'll give it to Ohtani because he hit the home run. And that home run was, got them started. So we'll go with that. Cold player, Max Muncy was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And I don't think anybody else went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. So we'll give it to Max Muncy as the cold player. For the Blue Jays, their hot player, we will give that to Alejandro Kirk. He was 2 for 3. So Kirk will be the hot player. Not hard to pick a cold player because they didn't do very much. Snyder was 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, but he's not in the lineup. Clement was 1 for 3. Jimenez only didn't play very long. Varsho, we'll give Varsho the cold because he was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So Varsho is the designated cold batter. I did just start Canadian. That was the first game, score sheet from the first game. We needed that for the hot and cold players of the current game. All right, now we're going to check the chemistry for each team. We do that on the game day checks. And since they've only played 1 game, basically what we're doing is going to roll 1d6. If they get a 1, if like the Dodgers get a 1, that means they're harmonious. If they don't get a 1, we'll roll the decider die. If it comes with a dot, they would be semi-harmonious. If it comes up as blank, they're going to be semi-dissonant. So the winning streak is only 1, which it is. How about that? Boy, the Dodgers got a break there. They're fully harmonious. Don't usually roll a 1 like that. So they are fully harmonious. How about the Blue Jays? That's a 3. So if the Blue Jays get the dot, they'll be semi-harmonious. If they get the blank, they'll be semi-dissonant. So they are semi-harmonious. So the Dodgers have full harmony. Toronto has semi-harmonious. So when we roll for the chemistry roll, they will need the dot in their favor. So let's go to the game day checks. First for the Dodgers, both teams are under the sunny category. We roll here and we get a 1. 1 is batting coach. So we're going to check and see what's going on with the batting coach. If we get a 5 or 6, there's no issue. That's a 6, so there's no issue there. So nobody gets a perk. And we're going to check the same thing now for Toronto. Toronto's a 5, local media. Again, if you get a 5 or 6, it's no issue. That's a 1, so that's a minor perk with the player. Which player? So we got to figure out which player it is. It is player number 6. That's a pitcher. All right, which pitcher? Come down here for the pitcher. That's a 6. Least used reliever. Well, we've only had, there's a bunch of relievers that didn't pitch in the first game, so it could be anybody. Let's see. Who do we give it for the least used reliever? I guess we'll give it to. We will give it to Eric Lauer. So Lauer will get whatever perk comes up. And let's see, pitcher. All right, so minor perk for a pitcher. Minor perk for pitcher right here. Minor perk. And the minor perk is he is hot this game. So Eric Lauer is going to be hot this game. That means if there's any kind of right now or whatever, he will always be hot regardless of the situation because he gets that perk. Probably won't come up. I mean, he may not even pitch in the game for all I know, but still go through the procedures. All right. He could. I mean, it's possible. If he gets his shutout, he keeps the semi-freshness going. I mean, I'm certainly going to, if he's effective, I'm going to give him a shot. I'm not going to pull him. Because, if he was able to do it in real world, then why won't he do it now? All right. So those are all out of the way. Starting pitchers, Yamamoto, of course, against Kevin Gausman. And home plate umpire is going to be Adrian Johnson. At first base is John Tumpane. Second base is Alan Porter. And at third base is Adam Hamari. And, of course, they'll always rotate every game. But these are the four umps that are going to be there for this game. Now, the right and left field umps they had in real world, but History Maker doesn't use the right and left field umps, so we just kind of put them off to the side. And there is your starting lineups and the score sheet for both teams. Look at the Dodgers. All right, we're at Game 2, October 25th, 2025 at the Rogers Center. It's turf field, normal to lefties, semi-small to righties. And there is your lineup for the Dodgers. Same exact lineup as Game 1. Ohtani's a hot player. Muncy's a cold player. And for the Blue Jays, there's their lineup. You got Matt Lucas in left field batting second. He's a new person. Barger, another left-handed hitter, is in the lineup because they're not facing a lefty anymore. And Kirk's the hot player with Varsho being the cold player. So that's about all the prelims I can think of at the moment to go by. And I will change the title once this video stream is over. I just got frustrated. I tried three times. This was my third time trying. It just didn't make any sense. Why it won't do that? Just kind of spun and looked at me like I was crazy. All right, so we are ready to go. Game 2. And of course, the real Game 3 will be tomorrow night, and so that means on Tuesday afternoon, we'll be playing the Game 3, which is going to be Max Scherzer against Tyler Glasnow. That's starting assignments for those teams. All right, so we are ready to get going here. First things first, it's going to be Kevin Gausman to Shohei Ohtani, and Game 2 is underway. We get a 1-2-6. That is a freshness check, and obviously the first batter of the game, he is fresh, and that's going to end up being a line out to second base. So he will line it, but right to Kiner Falefa at second base, and there is one away. Brings up Mookie, you bets. 3-3-5, and that's going to show, or ask, is the pitcher wild? Gausman's got semi-control, so he's not wild. Is he a sad sack? Mookie Betts is not a sad sack, so he will single to right, and he'll steal a base unless he's stoic. He is not stoic. So Mookie Betts will single and steal second base. So Mookie is at second base with only one out for Freddie Freeman. That's a 1-2-3, flash and fresh. He is flash, and of course he's fresh because of the first inning, so that'll be a strikeout. 2 down, and that will send up Will Smith, the catcher, cleanup hitter. 3-4-5 is asked, is an iron catcher? No, Kirk is actually semi-gold. Does the batter have a good eye? No, he does not, so he will strike out, and that will end the inning. So Gausman pitches around it with his second strikeout. Pitches around that single and stolen base by Betts. We go to the bottom of the first. And it is Dodgers nothing, Blue Jays coming to bat. Now, technically, that result was in blue. So technically, we're supposed to go to the right now chart. But to me, that's silly because we don't have enough. There's not enough history in this game to go to the right now chart. Springer hasn't hit, Yamamoto hasn't pitched, so how can we tell if they're hot or not? I mean, there's just no way to do it. So I don't go to that chart unless both the pitcher and the hitter have had a previous experience to be able to draw on. So since they don't have that, I skip it and we go straight to the normal chart. Hello, Colin. Good to see you. So here is George Springer. He will lead off against Yamamoto, who's a semi-ace flash with semi-control. I guess it's pronounced Yoshinobu, maybe, Yamamoto. 1-3-5, first roll we get is going to be an unusual result. And with a red 1 and a black 5, that takes us to balks and bogeys. Red 1, black 5, that's what we got, balks and bogeys. It's a 2d6 roll along with the decider die. If we get a double, then we go to these highlight reel ones. We don't. We get a 1-1-3, and that's a balk. Runners advance, but nobody's on base, so obviously we just treat that as a no play and move on. But it would have been a balk had somebody been on base. Here's Springer, 2-4-6. That's the control quality. It's asking if the pitcher Yamamoto has control. Yamamoto has semi-control. Decider die says he does. So that's going to be a ground ball back to Yamamoto, and it's an easy first out of the ball game. Springer is gone, and here comes Nathan Lucas, left-handed hitting left fielder. 3-3-5, rather. 3-3-5. Back to the pitcher being wild. No. It's a batter, a sad sack. No, he's not. So he's going to single, and he's going to steal a base unless he's stoic. He is semi-stoic, but the dot says he's not this time. So Lucas will single and steal a base. He got the same roll, 3-3-5, that Mookie Betts got. So we got first runner on second with 1 out for Vladimir Guerrero. Hello, Captain Carl. Oh, 4-4s. That's pretty good for Vladimir, not so good for the pitcher. 4-4s. Blank for the pitcher. Is a batter a scrapper? No, Guerrero is a slugger. Well, we got a double to right field. There's 3 asterisks right here that say if he's a home run king, he gets a home run, but he's not. He's just a slugger. But it will be a double. It's an RBI double for Guerrero, and the Blue Jays jump on top 1-0 on Yamamoto. And that'll bring up Alejandro Kirk. 1-5-6. Is Kirk a whiffer? He is not. So we got outfield drama for the Dodgers. And in their outfield, everyone is neutral. No decider die needed. We get a 56 on the outfield drama. So we go to our outfield drama chart. 56, left fielder iron. No, left fielder Kike Hernandez is neutral. So it will not drop for a single. He will make the catch. And runner Guerrero will hold at second base. So Kirk flies out to Kike Hernandez. There's 2 down for Dalton Varsho. 2-2-4. Let's get back to the regular chart. 2-2-4. Ask, is the pitching at home? No, Yamamoto is on the road, so it will not be a pop-up short. Is the batter a slugger? He is a semi-slugger. The dot says he is, so if he's a slugger, that's going to be a double to left field. So yet another double, and the Blue Jays lead it 2-0. Second double this inning for the Blue Jays. They're getting the good rolls here, and they jumping on Yamamoto early. It is 2-0 Toronto. And that'll bring up Ernie Clement. That's a 2-2-4. Same result. Pitching at home, no. Is the batter a slugger? Clement is not a slugger this time, so we skip that. But he's still going to single to right field. If he's active, he steals. He's not active. Single, Varsho will go to third. And so Clement, with a base hit, is going to put runners on the corners. And that result was in blue, so we will be going to the right now chart because that result was in blue. And now Yamamoto is going to be semi-cold because of the hit he just gave up. Oh, we can't go to that because Barger hasn't hit yet, so we skipped that. My bad. Never mind. We would normally do that, but since he hasn't hit yet, we go to the regular chart. All right, so it's still 2-0. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Addison Barger. 1-2-4. Ask about control. He's got semi-control. Dot gives it to him this time, so it's ground out to short, and that will end the inning. But the Blue Jays put 2 on the board against Yamamoto and jump off to a 2-0 lead to start this game. So definitely unlike the real game for sure. But you never know what you're going to get with these dice. 2-0 Toronto after 1. We go to the top of the second, and that will send up Teoscar Hernandez. 1-3-4. It's catcher Gold. Kirk is semi-gold. The Dot gives it to him, so he is a gold catcher, which means we got a strikeout. When it's a gold catcher, that's a strikeout for Teoscar Hernandez. So Gausman gets Teoscar to whiff. That's 3 strikeouts in a row by Gausman. And here's Max Muncy. 2-2-5. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's not a star. Is the batter slugger or sad sack? He's neither one. So he will single, and an active runner would steal, but he's not active. But it's a single for Max Muncy. 1 out single. And that brings up Kike Hernandez. Hey, Bart. Hello, Steve. Oh, I don't know why I said Bart. Hello, Steve. I saw something. I misread something. I'm sorry about that. Here's Kike. 1-1-6. Gausman is fresh, so it's going to be a strikeout. And that's the 4th strikeout for Kevin Gausman. And now it's up to Tommy Edman with Muncy at first and 2 down. So 1-4-6. Does he have flash? Yes, he does. It's a strikeout. So yet another strikeout for Gausman. He's got 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. And they are definitely turning the table on the Dodgers compared to the real game yesterday, or last night, I should say. But that can happen. You never know. You're going to play something, you don't know what it's going to do. Depends on what the dice do. All right, so Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will lead off against Yamamoto. Start the second. 2-6-6. Is he the leadoff batter? 2-6-6. Is he the leadoff batter? Why, yes, he is. He's going to single to center field. Not the leadoff batter in the lineup, but the leadoff batter of the inning. Actually, it could be either one, but in this case, he is the leadoff batter of the inning, so he will single. And here comes Andres Jimenez. And Jimenez is in there to bunt. He's not a very good hitter, so they're going to have him bunt. And, of course, in History Maker Baseball, bunts are very simplistic. No bunt rating or anything like that. You just roll 1d6 and check the chart. We get a 4, which 3, 4, and 5 say out at first, runners advance. So it will be a sacrifice, but I will roll and see who the sacrifice is gone to. It's back to the pitcher Yamamoto. So it's going to be a sacrifice hit 1-4, and Kiner-Falefa will take second base. Now 1 away for George Springer. Springer grounded back to Yamamoto his first time up. 555s. Boy, Yamamoto's getting some bad rolls here. Those 555s not going to be good, most likely. 555. Ace or star? Well, he is a semi-ace. Dot says he's an ace, so that turns that into a deep fly to right. If he going down the line, it would have been a home run. So if he was not an ace, he would have given up a 2-run homer there. But he was an ace, and it caused a deep fly to right field for out number 2. That's why some of these ace pitchers can really cut down on the scoring in this game, as they override the chances for a lot of home runs or other things that could happen. Here's Nathan Lucas. 556. We're back in the same general boat. Is he an ace? Yes, he is. Line out to third. See, he took a double away. It would have doubled. But here, he's an ace, so it's a line out to third. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he's not. He's a semi-ace, and the Dot doesn't give it to him. My bad. He is not going to be an ace this time because the Dot didn't give it to him. He is a semi-ace and needed the Dot and didn't get it. So we go to the next thing. Sad sack. Is Lucas a sad sack? No, he's not. So that's going to be a double to right field for Lucas. Lucas will have an RBI double. 2-out RBI double, and the Blue Jays lead it 3-0. Scoring it from second is Kiner Falefa. It's 3-0 Blue Jays. Yamamoto getting some bad rolls here for sure. Here's Kirk. 1, 2, 3, flash and fresh. Yes, he does have that, so it will be a strikeout. And that's the first strikeout for Yamamoto. But at the end of two complete innings of play, it is Toronto 3 and Dodgers nothing. Actually, that should not have been Kirk. That should have been Guerrero. I got them out of order here. So Guerrero's the one who struck out, not Kirk. My bad. It was Guerrero that struck out. But it was off the pitcher, so it didn't matter anyway. All right, so we go to the third, and it'll be Andy Pages for the Dodgers. 4-4-5. Ask, is the pitcher a workman? No, he has no qualities, so it's neutral. Is the batter patient? Pages is actually eager. He's not patient. So he will, instead of walking, he will ground to first. Had he been more patient, he could have drawn the walk, but he wasn't. So he grounds it out to Guerrero for 1 away. And here's Shohei Ohtani, lined out to second base his first time up. 1-2-2. That's an interesting roll. 1-2-2. Workman. No, he's not a workman. Is the batter a champion or a whiffer? He is a whiffer, so that means he will nub a single to third base for a single. Nub one down the third base line for a single. So Ohtani gets himself a base hit. And that'll bring up Mookie, you better, you bets. And that's a 4-5-6. And that's going to ask, is Mookie patient? He is not. So he will fly to center. That is out number 2, and that result is in purple. So when it's in purple, we go to the chemistry chart for the next at bat. Freddie Freeman. Dodgers have full harmony. The Blue Jays need the dot to have harmony. So they do not have harmony. They are neutral. The Dodgers have harmony. So there's advantage Dodgers on this, on the team chemistry chart. It's a 3-4. Batting team harmony. Yes, the batting team has harmony. Batter waits for his pitch, smacks a single into the outfield. Base hit. Lead die of 3. Let's see, I believe that's a 2-base advancement. This little thing here tells you about the base runners. Let's see here. Runner advances 2 bases on any hit. So there you go. Ohtani will go to third, and Freeman is on because of the good chemistry. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs for Will Smith, trying to get jiggy with it. 4-6-6. And that is going to be trouble, I believe, for Evan Gausman. 4-6-6. Ask, does he have control? Yes, he does. He's got semi-control with the dot, but that means he gives up a single to left field because of the pitch was red, and it's going to be a base hit. And a lead die of 4 is always a 2-base advancement. So it's an RBI single for Will Smith as he does get jiggy with it and cuts the lead to 3-1. And that'll bring up, actually should be Teoscar Hernandez. Some of these guys are getting out of order here when I'm doing the base running. It's actually Teoscar Hernandez who's up now. 2-4-4. 2-4-4. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not a champion. So he grounds out to short. There's a little thumb here. So if that means if he's a whiffer, he strikes out. He's semi-whiffer. Dot says no, so the ground out to short will hold. But the Dodgers do get a run and cut the lead to 3-1. And I understand if people aren't that familiar with History Maker Baseball, it can be a little weird to follow at times, but there are several how-to videos out there. I did at least one myself, but some other, Steve Tower and some other ones did more in-depth ones. If you ever want to check it out, it's a great game. I really love it. I love the fact I can create my own cards. That's one of the biggest things. All right, so here is Alejandro Kirk. 3-4-6 for Alejandro Kirk. Blank for the pitcher. Is the batter eager? Is Kirk eager? No, he's not. So since he's not eager, he's going to draw the walk. First walk issued by Yamamoto. And that 3-4-6 walk is in purple. Active runner steal, but Kirk's not active. But we will go to chemistry. We will go to the chemistry chart, no doubt about it. Hitting the chemistry chart. And again, the Blue Jays need the dot. They don't get it, so they're neutral, and the Dodgers are harmonious. 1-2. Batting team distance. No, they're not dissonant. They are neutral. They're not harmonious or they're not dissonant. If they were dissonant, it'd be called strike 3. Otherwise, we got a fence check. Fence check for Dalton Varsho. And he's a home run king, so that's not good. Fence check comes right here. The micro chart fence is right here. We're coming to that because it says fence. He's a home run king. So you can see home runs on 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we roll 1d6. If it's a 1, it's a fly out. Anything else, it's a 2-run homer. And it's gone. So a 2-run home run from Dalton Varsho. And they are laying the wood to Yamamoto. So it's a 2-run bomb. Blue Jays now lead it 5-1. And Dave Roberts is saying this game is not right. That's just the way the dice show up. 1, 3, 6. Is he an ace? He's a semi-ace, but the dot says no. So again, Yamamoto's getting a bad deal on these dice. All right, 1, 3, 6. He's not an ace. Is a batter whiffer or cold? Clement is neither one. He got a base hit his last time up, so he's definitely not cold. He's not a whiffer. So he's not whiffer or cold. So we got an infield drama. So we're going to the Dodgers for infield drama. Mookie Betts is semi-gold, and Tommy Edman at second is gold. So now Mookie will be neutral. So Edman at second is gold. Everybody else is neutral. And we get a 24, 2-4 for infield drama. 2-4 infield drama. Second baseman gold. Yes, he is. Tommy Edman is gold. So since he's gold, he makes a highlight reel snag and throws the batter out at first. And we're going to chemistry. If he wasn't gold, he would have committed an error. But as it is, he throws Clement out for 1 away. So Edman basically he avoids the error because he's gold. That's pretty much how that turns out. And now we're going back to chemistry again. And again, Toronto needs the dot. They don't get it. So they're neutral, and Dodgers are harmonious. 2-5. Pitching team dissonance. No, the Dodgers are not dissonant. They're actually harmonious. So if they were dissonant, a lack of hustle would allow a ball to drop in for a single. Otherwise, it's a fly out to right for out number 2. So Barger is out of there. And here's Kina Falefa. 1, 3, 5 is the unusual play again, but not balks and bogeys. We go to the other chart where the red die is a 1 and the black die is a 3. It's called memorable plays in the field. So we see what happens with that. You get a 2-3, and that is third baseman gold. Max Muncy is not gold. So if he was gold, makes lunging grab of a well-hit ball, robbing a base hit. Otherwise, it's a double down the line. So Kina Falefa doubles past Muncy because he was not a gold third baseman. Not a gold Glover type third baseman, so it gets by him for a double. And here comes Andres Jimenez. 1-4-6 for Jimenez. Back to the regular chart. There's a lot of flipping, no doubt about it. If you're not doing the video, it's very easy, though. 1-4-6 is flash, and he's got the flash quality, so it will be a strikeout to end the inning. Second strikeout for Yamamoto, but the 2-run home run makes it 5-1 after 3 complete. Definitely a reversal of fortune compared to the regular game. No question about it, but that can happen. So, make sure I got these guys all in the right order. Okay, Springer will lead off the next inning. All right, so top of the 4th, that makes each pitcher now semi-fresh. They keep freshness for 3 innings, and then they revert to semi-freshness. So Gausman is now semi-fresh, and Max Muncy is your batter, followed by Kike Hernandez and Tommy Edman. That's a 5-5-6. Probably not good for Gausman. Yep, because he's not an ace, so he doesn't get that quality. Is Muncy a sad sack? No, he's not. He's going to double. So Max Muncy with the leadoff double. Dodgers trying to get back in this thing. Here's Kike Hernandez. 1-3-5. It's an unusual play again. This time it's balks and bogeys because the red 1, the black 5. I'm rolling a whole lot of unusual plays that I don't usually roll this often. It's very unusual to have this many unusuals, put it that way. It's the equivalent of a Stratomatic rare play. All right, so red 1, black 5, balks and bogeys again. If we get doubles, so we go to the highlight reels. And we do. We get double 2, so that's highlight reel B. So we flip to the next page for highlight reel B. And the further you get along in the highlight reels, the further weirder stuff you can get. So highlight B, we got rare events, but if we roll doubles again, we go to another highlight reel. We do not. We get 2-6. 2-6. Batter hit by pitch. Okay, that's to determine length of injury. So this is something about using injury. Clubhouse mood stormy. Okay. So they were harmonious. Now they are stormy, according to the chart there. But I'm just going to keep it the way it is. But he is hit by the pitch as Kike. Not happy about it, apparently. But he's hit by the pitch. And we will go to the regular chart for the next at bat. And that's Tommy Edman. 5.66. Is the pitcher wild? Gausman's not wild. Does he have a good eye? No, he does not. So it's a strikeout. And that's in blue, so we're going to the right now chart. Well, since Gausman got the strikeout, he is semi-hot. Andy Pages, his last time up, grounded out, so he's neutral. So we have a semi-hot pitcher against a neutral batter. And now both are neutral. So we go to right now chart, both are neutral. And we get a 1-1 on the. This could be interesting. Baseball right now, 1-1. Cold pitcher. Serves up, go for ball, launched by batter right field fence. Nope, he's not. He is neutral. He is not cold. Otherwise, shallow fly out to right. So it's a shallow fly to right for out number 2. And now it's going to be all up to Shohei Ohtani. One swing of the bat gets him right back in the game. 1-2-6, though, is not going to cut it. That's a freshness check. He is semi-fresh. The dot says he is. So it's a line out to second base, and that's going to end the inning. So the Dodgers leave a couple on. Can't make anything happen. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. It will now be, or still is rather, 5-1 favor of the Toronto Blue Jays. And George Springer will lead off against Yamamoto. 1-3-5, unusual play again. This time the black 1. We're going to the ballpark. So at the ballpark, Rogers Center plays semi-small to the right-handed hitter. And George Springer is a right-handed hitter. So it plays semi-small. So we're going to roll and see if we get the dot to make it small. We do not. So it's a neutral ballpark. It's not big or small. So it's a 2d6 roll right here. 5-6. Big ballpark. No, it's not a big ballpark. If it was, the outfielder makes grab along fence, fly out. Otherwise, slugger or a home run king whops a home run. He is a home run king. It's gone. George Springer will go deep because it wasn't a big ballpark. It goes deep. And that's going to be it for Yamamoto. He's going to have to leave now early. He's given up his 6th run, and that loses him all freshness. And he just, unfortunately for the Dodgers, just didn't seem to work out too well for him. So now the Dodgers will go to their bullpen, and they're going to bring in Clayton Kershaw out of the bullpen. Kershaw will be an ace this at bat. You get the ace bump when you come in mid-inning. So the veteran Clayton Kershaw will come on, and he'll be facing Nathan Lucas. Kershaw is a semi-star with semi-flash and semi-control. He's now an ace this first at bat. Hello, Chuck. That's a 2-3-4 and a 2-3-4. Got to get back to the regular chart here. 2-3-4. I really need like 2 books going at one time almost. 2-3-4. Runners on base. No runners on base. Is he a hot batter? He is semi-hot because he doubled his last time up, but the desired die says no, so he's not a hot batter. So he's going to pop it up to third, and there's one away. So Lucas is out, and that brings up Vladdy Guerrero. 1-1-5. Ask, is he fresh? Yes, Kershaw's definitely fresh. So it's a pop out to the infielder of our choice. We're going to say pops up to first base where Freddie Freeman is there, 2 down. And now here's Alejandro Kirk. 1-4-6. Does the pitcher have flash? He's got semi-flash. The dot says he does. It's a strikeout for Kershaw. And that will end the inning. But the home run from George Springer makes it a 6-1 ball game. And we can close the book on Yamamoto. He goes a horrid outing, 3+. He's going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned on 2 long balls. He walked 1 and he struck out 2. So there's your score sheet in the horrible outing by Yamamoto. 3+ innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And the 5-1 ball game, or make it now 6-1 ball game. I didn't put the number in there yet. 6-1 ball game as we head to the top of the 5th. Oh, Mungo, YouTube was pissing me off because I tried 3 times to get the stream going. I will update the title once it finishes and put the regular title on there. They just pissed me off, and I got mad. I got frustrated. I didn't think this was gonna work either, actually. So that's kind of why I did that, just for myself. But then it actually worked when I did. It's like when I put a crappy title like that, it automatically works. When I try to put a normal title on there, that's when it screws up. All right, so Kevin Gausman against Mookie Betts. 3-5-6. That's a left-right split. We got a righty pitcher against a righty batter. That's a Circle K strikeout. If Betts had been left-handed, it would have been a base hit, but not when it's righty against righty. So here's Freddie Freeman. 1-3-4. Gold catcher. Yes, Kirk is a semi-gold catcher, and the dot says he's gold this time. It'll be a strikeout. And that is number 8 on the strikeout for Kevin Gausman. Kevin Gausman is pitching like Yamamoto did last night. Here's Smith, Will Smith. 2-5-5. Is he a star? No, he's not a star. Is he a home run king? Will Smith is a slugger, but not a home run king. So he will fly to left. The difference being he has more doubles than home runs. Home run kings have more home runs than doubles. That's kind of how that's figured out to tell the difference. But if you have a lot of both, you get both qualities. Like Shohei Ohtani, look at his card. He is a slugger and a home run king. He's got both there. So, all right. So Kevin Gausman, 5 innings, shutout ball, and Kershaw facing Dalton Varsho. That's a 2-3-6 double control. He doesn't have it, but Varsho is semi-eager, and the dot says he's eager, so that means it won't be a walk. It'll be a 2-ball count. That is my house rule. That's not in the rule book. The rule book says that the 2-3-6 is going to be if you don't have double control, you get a base on balls, but that's also when the pitcher bats. But when there's no pitcher batting, then you have no recourse. So my home brew to get around that is if the batter is eager, then to me, he doesn't draw the walk. It's a 2-ball count. So he was semi-eager. The doc gave it to him, so that's why I do that. That's probably true. Probably true, Canadian. It certainly is. I tried, like I said, it was my 3rd time. The first 2 I tried, and it just didn't. Well, the first time I did it, I set it up 15 minutes early to come on at 9 o'clock, and I want to hit the button. It just, the stream just disappeared. And it brought up a bunch of old streams to see if I wanted to bring those up. I said, no, I don't want to do that. Second time, I said, all right, let me try it, and let me hit instantaneously to go live. When I did that, the message said going live, and I got a circle, and it sat there for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm like, well, this is crazy. And that's what frustrated me and made me get that title. So anyway, that's just neither here nor there. So it's a 2-ball count on Varsho. And we get a 5-5-6. That could be good for Kershaw. Maybe not. 5-5-6. Ace. He's not an ace. Sad sack. He is a semi-sad sack. The dot says he's a sad sack. So that means he is going to line out to first base for the first out of the inning. And a sad sack basically is somebody hits around 200, like the Mendoza level. So it's basically the book is saying if you're a bad hitter, like a 200 hitter, you're going to make an out. If you're at least like a 230, 240 or above hitter, you're going to get that hit. So just interesting terms to describe certain things. Here's Clement. That's a 1-1. That's not good for Kershaw at all, or any pitcher. When you get 1-1, this is like very Appa-like. 1-1, if you're an ace, you get a ground out. Well, he's not an ace. A scrapper gets limited to a double. Fortunately for Kershaw, he's a semi-scrapper, and the dot says he is, so Clement will not hit a home run. He will just double. So apparently, based on his regular statistics, he didn't hit a lot of home runs, so he's listed as a semi-scrapper. The dot says he is a scrapper this time, so there's no home run. And here's Addison Barger. 2-4-5. And that's going to ask, is he a hero? Barger is a hero. So that means, and a hero basically means you hit around 280 to 290 is that range. So that means you single to the left, and with a lead die of 2, runner advances 1 base on single. Active runner scores from second on a hit. Clement is not active, so he will only go to third. He will not score. But Barger gets the base hit off of Kershaw. And now it's kind of Falefa stepping to the plate. 2-2-5. Is he a star? Yes. Yes, he is. He's a semi-star. Dot gives it to him, so it's a ground out to the fielder. Ground out to choice infielder is what it says. So let's see who the infielder is going to go to. It's going to go back to Kershaw. And when you get a lead die of 2, fielder's choice on ground outs. So basically, he won't go unless he's forced. So the fielder's choice is going to take out Barger at second base. Kind of Falefa will reach on the fielder's choice. We'll call it 1-4. As Kershaw throws to Edman for the force, freezing Clement at third base. So that brings up Jimenez, the shortstop. 4-4-6 for Kershaw. 4-4-6. Is he a star? Yes, he's a semi-star. Doc gives it to him. So that means the ground out to second, and that's going to end the inning. So Kershaw, a wild inning, but he gets out of it thanks to the sire die helping him out twice. That rescued him twice, and it keeps the Blue Jays from getting any more runs. They've already knocked out Yamamoto early. So now we got Barger, kind of left in a minute. All right, we go to the top of the 6th, and Gausman's still in there. But this will be his last inning. I'll try to keep it realistic. And he'll be facing Teoscar Hernandez. 1-3-6. He's not an ace. Gausman's not an ace. Is his batter whiffer or cold? He's semi-whiffer, but the sire die says no. Is he cold? No, he's neutral. So we got infield drama for the Blue Jays. And in the infield, Clement is semi-gold. Everybody else is neutral. Clement will now be gold at third base. Everybody else is neutral. And we get a 56. I think that's about first base, though, this one. Infield drama, 56. First baseman gold. No, Guerrero is not cold. So leaping grab, poor throw from infielder out at first. Otherwise, ball sails over his head. Batter safe at first on an error. So let's see who the error is going to be on. It's going to be on the third baseman. It's going to be on Max Muncy. I'm sorry, it's going to be on, it's on Clement because he made the error. So, because Guerrero was not gold, he couldn't stop that overthrow. So, Teoscar Hernandez reaches on the E5 on Clement, and that brings up Max Muncy. 3-5-6. That's a left-right split again, but we got a lefty against a righty, so that's a base hit. 2-base advancement with a lead die of 3. Circle that one for a left-right split check. It doesn't come up that often, but usually a couple times a game that left-right split comes into play. So it does matter who you got batting. It's not like Appa Basic where it doesn't give a crap. There is some thought process to it. Here's Kike. 226 for Kike. And 226 ask, is he hit by the pitch? You have to have the desired eye as a dot. So since there's no dot, he is not hit by the pitch. He's not the cleanup batter. So he will fly to left unless he's a whiffer. That's a thumb right here. Says he's a whiffer. And yes, he strikes out a lot. So he is a whiffer. So Kike goes down on strikes. And that is the ninth strikeout for Gausman. And that'll bring up Tommy Edman. 136. He's not an ace. Is the batter whiffer or cold? He is not whiffer, but he is cold because he struck out both times. So he is cold. So he will strike out again. Because Edman was a cold batter, and that's 10 strikeouts for Gausman. That brings up Andy Pages. Oh, didn't go through. We got to redo this. 135 again. We got the rare. This is like the fourth rare play. That 135 is coming up way, way too much. And a red 1 and a black 3 is under the memorable plays in the field. Red 1 and a black 3. So we're going to roll on that and see what we get. Get a 25, and it says ball smash to pitcher. Gold pitcher robs batter a base hit. Otherwise, it's a single. Iron pitcher loses ball covering first, runner to second. We got a neutral pitcher in Gausman. So it will be a base hit. Infield single. That's going to score Hernandez and move the runners up a base. RBI single from Pages. Unearned run comes across the plate thanks to the error on Clement. It's now a 6-2 game, and Shohei Ohtani is your batter. And now if you're Gausman, can you hang in there, or do they want to bring a lefty in to face Ohtani is the question. Could be Gausman starting to fade a bit. So they will bring in a lefty, Eric Lauer, and he is the guy who got the perk. Means he is hot this game. That was a game day perk. So Lauer is on to pitch. He will be an ace. He's already an ace. He's already a semi-ace. He gets the extra ace quality, so it's an ace and a half, which means if the dot comes up, it'd be a double ace on this first at bat. So Lauer is the man. Gausman's going to go 5 2/3, and we'll do the rest of his numbers later. But right now, Lauer, the lefty, against Shohei Ohtani. And we get a 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, it's a line out to second base. And that's the third time Ohtani has hit that 1-2-6 roll. He has lined out to second 3 times because of the freshness. It's just a bad break for Ohtani. That's what happens. You come up at the wrong time and you get taken out. So Ohtani is out of there. That will end the inning. Now we got to get my cards straight so I get them in the right order going forward. We have Tasker. I don't want anybody batting out of turn. Let's see, Kike, and there we go. All right. Kershaw is done. They'll get a new pitcher for the Dodgers. Kershaw is going to go 2 innings. And let's see, he's going to give up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. And for Kevin Gausman, he's going to go 5 2/3. Going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of which were earned. He walked no one. He did hit a batter, but he didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 10. Amazing totals for Kevin Gausman. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and now the Dodgers will need a new pitcher, and they will turn to right-handed pitcher. Let's see, maybe somebody didn't use in the first game. Let me check the first game score sheet and see who they used and who they didn't use. They used Sheehan, Banda, and Sasaki. So this time they will use Blake Trinan. So Blake Trinan will be coming on for the Dodgers. The pitch against George Springer. 6-2 the score, bottom of the sixth. That's a 1-2-6. That's a freshness check. First pitch of the game for Trinan. So he's going to get Springer to line out the second. Had we left Kershaw in the game, that would have been a base hit probably for Springer, but because he wouldn't have been fresh. But as it turns out, Trinan was fresh and he got the out. Here's Nathan Lucas. 3-4-6 for Lucas. Back to the regular chart. 3-4-6 for Lucas. Is he eager? Lucas is not eager, so he's going to draw the walk. And that's in purple, so we're going to the chemistry chart. This time Toronto is harmonious, same as the Dodgers. They're both harmonious on the chemistry chart. 1-2, and they're both harmonious. 1-2, both harmonious. Batting team distance, no. So we got a fence check. Fence check for you-know-who, Vladimir Guerrero. He's a slugger. So on the fence check, slugger, 1-2 is a double, 3-4 is a triple, 5-6 is a home run. We get a 5, it's gone. Vladimir Guerrero, a 2-run bomb on the fence check. And the Blue Jays have blown. This is looking like game 1 of the series, not game 2. History maker is kind of making it turn the other way around, where Blake Snell did what Yamamoto did in game 1. So it's kind of weird. But either way you go, 2-run bomb. It's now 8-2. Favor the Jays. Go figure. And here is Alejandro Kirk. 2-6-6. Is he hit by the pitch? Yes, he is. You wonder if that's intentional here. That could be intentional. That could be intentional. And Adrian Johnson has said, I've seen enough. Blake Trinan's just been ejected. Adrian Johnson just ejected Blake Trinan for the hit by pitch after the home run ball. Kirk will take first base, but Blake Trinan is now out of there. He gets ejected. Adrian Johnson said, I've had enough. I'm respected. We're not going to have that stuff. And so he is out. And now they will go to another pitcher. It's going to be Justin Robleski. He's coming on for the Dodgers in what pretty much now is a mop-up role, although they do have an off day for travel, so they could really use anybody they want, I suppose. But all right, here's Varsho. 3-6-6. He's not a pinch hitter, so he will fly to center field. That's out number 2 for Varsho. And that's going to bring up Ernie Clement. 8-2 Blue Jays in a shocker. 1-2-2. Is he a workman pitcher? Yes, he is a semi-workman, but the dot says no, so he's not a workman this time. It's a batter champion or a whiffer, neither one. So he's going to line out to third, and that's going to end the inning. But a 2-run home run from Vladdy Guerrero. And the Blue Jays have the bats cooking tonight, 8-2 over the Dodgers as we go to the 7th inning. And now let's see what the Blue Jays want to do. Lauer came in and got his 1 batter. The 3-batter rule does not go into effect once the inning's over. That's gone. You can take a guy out after that. So that's one of the ways you can get around that 3-batter rule is bringing the guy with 2 outs in the previous inning. He only has to face 1 guy, then he's out of there. So, all right, so they're going to go right-hander. They're going to go to right-hander Chris Bassett out of the bullpen. Former New York Met, Chris Bassett. So Lauer, a third of an inning, gave up nothing. He got Ohtani to line out, and that was it. Trinan, let's see here. Trinan went a third of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, walked 1 and hit a batter. and of course got ejected. And then Robleski is still in there. All right, so Mookie Betts will lead off against Chris Bassett. 2-4-6. Does he have control? Bassett has control, so it's ground out back to Bassett for one away. Mookie Betts is retired. Here is Freddie Freeman. 2-2-3. Ace or star. I'm sorry, no. 2-2-3 is asking if he's wild. He is not wild. It's batter, slugger, or utility. He is a semi-slugger, but Dot says no, so he won't line out. He will actually single to left field. He's not active, so he won't steal, but he will single. One out single for Freddie Freeman. Here comes Will Smith. 1-2-4. Ask, does he have control? Yes, he does. It's ground out to short. Lead die of one. It's a 6-4-3 double play, just what the doctor ordered. Tailor-made double play. And that will end the top of the seventh inning. And we have the seventh inning stretch, but we're just going to keep on rolling. Robleski is still in there. Actually, or is he? Yes, he is. He's still in there. I've got him as a left-hander on the card. I'm not sure if he's left-handed or right-handed. Not really sure, to be honest with you. I gotta look that up. Robleski. Something's telling me he's actually right-handed. I might have an error on the card, but we shall see. What we shall see. Let's see here. Go back to Friday's game. I think he pitched in Friday's game. In that big blowout. Robleski. Now he is left-handed. Okay, he is left-handed. And he is number 70. So we got it right. All right, so he's going to face the lefty Barger. 3-4-6. And let's check out 3-4-6. Is the batter eager? He is semi-eager, but the dot says no. He's not eager this time, so it will be a base on balls. Barger will walk. So he will walk. It is a chemistry roll check, so go to the chemistry chart, and Toronto is neutral. Dodgers have harmony. 56. Pitching team harmony, 56. Pitching team distance, no, they have harmony. So it won't be a rip for a single, it'll be a strikeout. So he strikes out kind of Falefa. And now we're going to Jimenez, but that results in blue, so we're going to the right now chart. Robleski is hot by getting the strikeout, and Jimenez is neutral because he grounded to short. So we got a hot pitcher against a neutral batter. 24, hot batter. No, he's not a hot batter. He's neutral. If he was hot, he'd reach for an outside pitch and loop for a single. Otherwise, he flies to left. So that is out number 2. And that'll bring up Springer. 2-3-6 is double control. He doesn't have it, so that's going to be a base on balls because Springer is not eager. So it will be a walk. And that'll bring up Lucas. First and second, 2 outs. 1-1-3. 1-1-3. Ask, is he ace or dynamic? He's not. Is a batter a slugger? No, he's not. It's a single to center field, but if he is a home run king, it's a single. I'll show you what it says in the book here. It's a single to center field, but there are 2 asterisks. You come over here, 2 asterisks, and it says here 2 asterisks. If he's sad sack or home run king, he strikes out. He is a semi home run king. The dot says he is, so that means he strikes out, and that ends the inning. I guess the thinking there is that he's swinging for the fences instead of making contact. So that's going to do it for Robleski. He is done. And so are the Blue Jays in the 7th. We go to the 8th. And we've got, let's see who's coming up here. We had Barger, kind of Falefa, Jimenez. And we had Springer and Lucas. So that means Guerrero leads off next inning. All right. So Bassett's going to stay out there. He is now semi-fresh, and he'll face Teoscar Hernandez. Oh, triple threes. Triples are good for the batter, just like doubles are in APA. 3-3-3, pitcher's blank is a utility or sad sack. He is neither one, which just means he's a low average hitter. It's a triple to the gap, but if he's a home run king, it's a home run. He's a slugger, but not a home run king. But Teoscar Hernandez will hit a leadoff triple to start the 8th inning. And that'll bring up Max Muncy. Infield, of course, is back. That's a 1-2-3 flash and fresh. He is flash, but he's not fresh because the dot he's got semi-freshness and the dot is not there. So it will not be a strikeout. Instead, it will be a ground out to short. And with a runner on third, lead die of 1. There's a chart up here that says what base runners do. Let's see here. Ground out base running rules. Lead die of 1. Runner on third holds. So Hernandez will hold. And once he grounds out but no advancement, here is Kike Hernandez. 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer? He certainly is. He will strike out. Out number 2. So the Dodgers in danger of leaving a leadoff triple on the bases. Here's Tommy Edman. 3-4-6. Is he eager? He is semi-eager. Saturday says he's eager, so it's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So the bad night for the Dodgers. They get a leadoff triple but can't score him. That's going to be it for Bassett. He'll go his 2 innings. And he will give up 2 hits and no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. And they'll get somebody to mop up in the 9th inning. Dodgers need somebody to mop up in the 8th inning of a blowout. So let's see who they go to out of their bullpen. Probably their least effective reliever, I would think. So they're going to go to Emmett Sheehan. Or did he pitch in the first game? He pitched in the first game, didn't he? We're actually going to go to Will Klein. Will Klein did not pitch in the first game, so he's going to pitch in this game. Will Klein. Wrobleski pitched an inning and 2/3, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, no hits, no runs. All right, so coming on now to pitch is Klein here in the bottom of the 8th. Will Klein facing Guerrero, Kirk, and Varsho. That's a 2-4-5. Is he a hero? Vladimir Guerrero is a hero, so he's going to get a single. And again, hero just means basically you hit between 280 and 300 is what that means. That's what a hero. I think that's the window for heroes is somewhere between 280 and 300 hitter. So if you're a 200 hitter, you hit a sad sack. So difference there. Here's Varsho. 4-5-5. Does pitcher have flash? Klein has flash, so it's a strikeout of Varsho. And there's 1 away. Here's Alejandro Kirk. 3-4-5. Iron catcher Will Smith is neutral. He's not iron. Does the batter have a good eye? No, he doesn't. It's a strikeout. So Kirk strikes out. 2 down. That's in blue. We're going to the right now chart for Ernie Clement. Clement is neutral because he lined out last time, but Klein is a hot pitcher. So we got a hot pitcher against a neutral batter on the right now chart, and we got a 36. 36, hot pitcher, neutral batter. Cold pitcher, no, he's not a cold pitcher. If he was cold, he'd miss the outside corner and give up a single. Otherwise, it's a pop out to the catcher, and that will end the inning. So Klein goes his 1 inning, gives up a hit but nothing else, and strikes out 2. And now the Blue Jays will need someone for the 9th inning just to clean up and end the ball game. So we'll see who they might want to use for that. Go to their bullpen. See who they used in the first game. They used a lot of guys in the first game. But they will go to Brandon. Is it Brandon or Brendan? Brendan Little. Left-hander Brendan Little. He's semi-H, double flash, and semi-wild. So Little will be on. No relation to Dave Little as far as I'm aware. And here's Andy Pajes to lead off. 3-5-6 is a lefty-righty split, so we brought the lefty in to face the righty thinking it didn't matter, and with the score being what it is, so you give up a base hit. So Pajes will single, and that's 1, 2, 3. According to my records here, that's the third time that 3-5-6 left-right split has come up. So it's lefty-righty split has come up on 3 different at-bats in this game. And that brings up Ohtani. He is lined out to second 3 times on freshness checks. And he's done it again. That's unbelievable. Ohtani has had 4 at-bats. He's had 5 at-bats in this game. That's the fourth at-bat I've rolled a 1-2-6. What are the odds of that? The 4th freaking at-bat I've rolled a 1-2-6 for Ohtani. And a 1-2-6 is asking if the pitcher is fresh, so line out to second. Obviously, he's a new pitcher, so he lines out to second. 1 away. So if you look at Ohtani's score sheet, he's got L4, 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 and L4. Got to feel snake bitten if you're Ohtani. Got to. All right, here's Betts. 3-6-6. He's not a pinch hitter, so he will fly out to right field. 2 down, and that's going to leave it up to Freddie Freeman. That's a 4-5-6. Is asking, is he patient? He is not. So he flies to center, and that's your ball game. The Toronto Blue Jays crushed the Los Angeles Dodgers by the score of 8-2. And even the series at a game apiece as they go to Los Angeles. So the game 1 in History Maker kind of resembled game 2 in the World Series. And game 1 in the World Series kind of resembles this game 2. So it's kind of like it was flip-flopped. Let's see. Little gave up a single. That was it. No walks, no strikeouts. So we get the final total in this game for the Blue Jays, 8 runs, and they do it on 13 hits. And it was 1 error on Clement. For the Dodgers, they get 2 runs. They scatter 11 hits and no errors. So the first game was 3-0 Dodgers, which kind of resembled the second game. And this game is 8-2 Blue Jays. So it's kind of weird, but that's just the way it worked out. So the series is even at a game apiece, just as it was real world. So I guess in a roundabout way, we're matching what the World Series is doing, although that's a stretch. But hey, it's just fun to do it anyway. But game 3 will be going to Dodger Stadium, and that game is actually played real world tomorrow night. So that means Tuesday afternoon, I'll be playing game 3, and it's going to be Max Scherzer for the Blue Jays against Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers. And whatever the real life lineup is, that's the lineup I'll use. So I will, when this stream is over in a few minutes, I will go in and change the title so it's a more respectable title. And I was just frustrated when I got in, coming on because of the way that YouTube was treating me. So, oh well, it's the way it works sometimes. You can't have everything, I guess. All right, so I do appreciate you guys. I know some of you guys don't like History Maker or don't understand it or think it's crazy or whatever, but I appreciate you being here anyway, just to watch this play out. I'm kind of in error now because I said yesterday that this is the only game that has the current World Series teams available. But as it turns out, I got an email saying that Fall Classic has the World Series. And I did check the downloads page for free, and it's there. So if you are a Fall Classic fan, you can go there and download the World Series teams. So I thought about maybe when we switch to Los Angeles doing it in Fall Classic, but I think I'm going to stick with the History Maker because I've already printed out the cards and done everything, and I really don't want to waste any more paper than I have to because I'm cheap. But for those that like Fall Classic, it's out there. So anyway, so that's the way it goes. Of course, the umpires, if you came in late, these were the actual umpires that umpired the real game. Uh, Adrian Johnson was at first. Behind the plate, John Tom Payne was at first. Alan Porter was at second, and Amari was at third. Of course, they'll rotate, so John Tom Payne should be behind the plate. Actually, no, you won't be behind the plate. One of the ones that were off today should be behind the plate. So it could be anybody that was not on the actual thing here. So let's see who actually did that. Who was the actual umpire that was off? Let's see here. Right field line was Baker and Little. So it looks like if I'm going to my cards here, where'd it go? Where did my cards go? My extra cards, I can't find them. There they are. Let me pull out the umpires, the other umpires that weren't used. It's actually going to be the crew chief. It should be the crew chief, Mark Wegner, should be the home plate umpire in the game tomorrow night. So it should be Mark Wegner, and he is the crew chief because he did not umpire at all in game 2, and that's the way they're doing their rotation. The guy that's off catches the plate the next day. So it should be Mark Wegner, but I don't know the other, how the other ones are done. So, but it should be Mark Wegner behind the plate for game 3. We'll move Rogers Center out of the way, bring in Dodger Stadium, and we'll get the Dodgers in their home jerseys, and we'll have the Blue Jays in their powder blues, assuming that's what they wear. I think it's what they've been wearing on the road lately is powder blues, not grays, but powder blues. So we'll have them in their powder blues, and we'll get ready to go Tuesday afternoon. So again, thank you all for spending part of your Sunday evening with me. And for those that like History Maker Baseball, you know why I like it, because it's such a uniqueness to the game, and the fact that you can create your own cards if you like. And I have a lot of fun creating the cards. That was half the fun of doing this, was creating the cards. And I have created them for the whole season, 2025. I got every team created with their top 30 players or something. So however many you can create in a file in the score sheet that you can make up. So let me pull up one of my sheets here, and I can tell you exactly how many players are on each team. We have, come on, get up here. In the player creation file, it allots. Let's see how many it allots here. We got 6, 12, 18. I have the top 19 batters in at bats. Each team has 19 batters, and they have 16 pitchers. So 35 players per team is what I have for each team that I've created for every team in the league for 2025. Top 35 players. And it's usually all, and I've always done it by opening day rosters, plus after that I go by who has the most at bats or most innings pitched. But I definitely have the opening day rosters in case I want to play opening day games or something. So, but you can create up to 35 players in this Excel file, 19 position players and 16 pitchers. So fun thing to do. It's time consuming, but it's fun. You got it, Captain. I appreciate you all being here. If you're so inclined, on tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, the 1987 American League replay will be back in schedule. We start the May 29th games, and the first game will take place. Actually, it's the first game that'll take place, and it's going to be in Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium. It'll be the Oakland A's against the New York Yankees. Matt Young against Dennis Rasmussen. It'll be game number 313 in the replay. That will be tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in Strat-O-Matic. So let's go do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.